How's it going, YouTube? It's KB Baby here, and today we're going to be talking about, of course, Idubbbz and Froggy Fresh, and an update to the video I put out a few days ago talking about how, and this is the recap for those of you who don't know or haven't heard of this, is that Froggy Fresh was a fighter that was going to fight on Creator Clash 2, which is Idubbbz YouTuber boxing event. It's for charity. I always include that whenever I have the chance because it's important. And this charity event has quickly turned into an ego-driven nightmare as Idubbbz effectively kicks Froggy Fresh out of his event for a few possible reasons. Sam Hyde being the most obvious one. He did train with Sam Hyde for about a week, and he hanged out with him. And he made the second possible reason is that he made jokes about Anissa's mother, and the third joke is that he made jokes about Idubbbz and Anissa themselves. And of course, they were very light jabs. If you want to look at my previous video for more information, you can do so, but for right now I want to talk about the update to the situation because it's absolutely crazy. Now, first off, let's start off with Creator Clash's newest announcement, or I guess update. It's their statement, rather. And honestly, it's complete corporate garbage, but I'm going to read it to you for anyway, because, and I'm sorry to front load my opinion, but it's just so awful. Now, as you may be aware, we have recently announced that Froggy Fresh would be leaving Creator Clash 2's ticket. We want to provide some additional information around the rationale for this decision to help clarify some of the online chatter. We have a legally binding code of conduct for each of our Creator Clash 2 fighters are held to, and the violation of this is grounds for termination. Unfortunately, there were several violations made by Froggy Fresh during his tenure with Creator Clash this year. Creator Clash 2's team, inclusive of the production company, takes violation seriously and made several unsuccessful attempts to address him directly with Froggy Fresh in the hopes that we could work together and we could get things back on track. When it became clear that he exhibited behavior that indicative that he wasn't stopping, at risk of the other fighters, fans, and the event, Creator Clash 2 team made our collective decision to move forward without Froggy Fresh on the ticket. Our number one priority is ensuring that Creator Clash 2 is a positive, safe, welcoming, and safe program for everyone. We look forward to kicking off an amazing event and raising a lot of money for charity. Creator Clash and Idubbbz have already donated $50K for each of Froggy Fresh's sponsored charities, Kids Cancer Foundation, and Nicholas Children's Hospital, a total of $100K. They will also remain benefactors of the money raised throughout the event itself. The fighters have all been working hard so they can get into the ring. Let's focus on their fights, not any that may exist online. And that statement is complete and utter garbage. Every boxing event, any professional event, usually you drum up controversy, and online is one of the tools you would use to drum up controversy to get more eyes on the event, to sell more tickets. And because it's a good cause, you would see the fighters, of course, making their promotional material. Froggy Fresh made promotional material, Chris Raygun did, Creator Clash itself does. So to pretend that two fighters aren't going to have beef online is so fucking ridiculous that it's kind of honestly impressive how they thought they could make this statement and get away with it. And it's just really insulting because it's like, oh, we really care about our fans, and yet everybody that was interested in this event, even whether they decide to boycott it or not, it seems that most people that know about this decision disagree with it, despite what some hardcore Idubbbz fans and the comments of my last video might say. Most people seem to be taking the side that Froggy Fresh is in the right. And in fact, as we're going to soon find out later in this video, some pretty big YouTubers did. For those of you who don't know, Critical also, in my last video, said that this was a massive blunder on Creator Clash's part. And now we got some even more news on that. So actually, I want to read Froggy Fresh's statement in the comments because he has some very interesting things to say, if true. First and foremost, who tried to reach out to me several times, and what were the several violations? Presumably, he doesn't know. Or, if he does know, these so-called violations are not would not warrant such a response. Already 2 million views or impressions on Twitter, but who knows if that means anything, right? So, here's a quote tweet. He did 5 quote tweets of this, which is a little weird instead of doing a thread, but whatever. Here's his first one. Are you sure Are you talking about when Ian called me the third time ever 15 minutes after Sam Hyde retweeted me to investigate my friendship with Sam Hyde and then asked asking if I don't release content with Sam Hyde until after the event. Hadn't released any Sam Hyde content, still kicked. Now, I will be charitable to Idubbbz and say, well, technically Froggy Fresh posted some pictures on Twitter of him boxing with Sam Hyde, but if that's what classifies as content, that seems like a massive stretch. That's just, sure, it is promotional material in a way, but it's far from what I would describe as, I guess, content. It's not like a YouTube video. It's not a live stream. It's so weird. But, yeah, if this is true, the 15 minutes after getting a retweet from Sam Hyde seems very, very insecure on Idubbbz's part. Moving on, of course. Or are you talking about me responding to Justin Tracy every time he reached out to me and asking me what we keep everything in text and email, so we have evidence of everything communicated, and he didn't receive, apparently, any text or emails after that. Yeah, if they're refusing to keep things in text or emails, that seems pretty damning, because it's like, then all you got is like he said, she said phone calls, right, where both sides claim something else didn't happen if this were ever to go to court. Speaking of which, no, I think it's the next tweet. I was never giving any notice of violations. I got one email minutes before you went public about my termination. Justin Tracy called me while I was in Province working with Sam, and I asked if he could text or email me as I was busy training with Sam. He never texted or emailed. Now that I've been threatened with a potential lawsuit if I spoke out about this entire mess, demanding the $15K I used for training, equipment, travel, and etc. over the last 5 months, unbelievable. Is this charity, or what is going on? And yeah, I have to agree with, because if this is a potential lawsuit, that looks incredibly bad on Idubbbz's part, because, again, first off, let's assume that Idubbbz is completely in the legal right. Let's say that, to a T, Froggy Fresh broke the law, or broke his contract, or whatever. He's still an asshole. Just because you follow the law doesn't make you a good person, and just because you didn't follow your contract doesn't mean that you're a bad person per se, right? It's much more complicated than that. And furthermore, I think it's very telling that if they were to try and file a lawsuit, it would seem like they would know that they can't win people over through moral means, because they don't have that argument. They would have to fall back on, well, the court said that it was we were in the right, so yeah, no, that's not how it works. Here's a follow-up tweet. This is a little more recent. I appreciate everyone's support. Can't lie, this is a stressful situation. I have family, wife, 2 kids, a mortgage, the threat of being pursued legally unless I remain quiet, and then to let them tarnish my reputation where no one would want to work with me again for misconduct is rough. I appreciate the donation to the charities I submitted and continue to keep donations coming into them. I don't want Creator Clash 2 to fail. I would rather we just walk away amicably where I'm not threatened. In all sincerity, I hope they raise as much money as possible. In a sense, I can kind of agree with this. I don't like, I would not want to financially support Idubbbz, and if this event were, because on some level, Idubbbz does benefit, I guess, because it gets more eyes on his events, and sure, lots of the proceeds are going to charity, but at the end of the day, it helps his other avenues to make more money. And sure, and the only reason I'm being critical of him in that respect is because he seems like a very egotistical based on the situation, and I don't know if the charity is really the motivation for the making of the money, because it seems like it very egotistical given this decision, right? And now we have, of course, the final part of this for this video, and then that's, of course, breaking. Mudahar, some ordinary gamer, said he would pay Froggy Fresh's legal fees if Creator Clash sues him. And, of course, Mudahar then says, threatening litigation kind of worries me, but I hate when smaller contents have to face any legal crap because it ruins lives. I'm down to cover it. No need for GoFundMes. I just want this to be resolved, and I want a successful event at the end of the day. I'm going to be honest with you, the successful event stuff, that seems like they're starting to speak in legal speak too, in case the lawsuit is legit. But I don't have to worry about a lawsuit, so I can say what I actually feel. Fuck Creator Clash. Don't financially support them. They don't care about you. They don't respect you. If they did, they would have kept Froggy on the the card and they would have been truthful in their response instead of giving you this corporate nothing of a response that we saw at the beginning. It's utterly insulting to see Idubbbz fall from grace, and I wanted to leave on one important thing, and that's this thing that I keep seeing over and over again, and that's that this idea that Idubbbz changed. And to be honest with you, I'm just gonna throw this piece of information out there, or that he really grew up. That's what you see more, but they'll be like, he grew up because he changed and stuff like that. But the simple truth of the matter is that Idubbbz was 26 when he told Tana Mojo to say the N-word, right? Like, this was a grown-ass man. If he got out of, when he gets out of high school, he would have been out of high school for 8 years at that point. That's more than enough time to grow up. Like, you're in your mid-20s at that point. Like, it's time to face the reality that you're not a kid anymore. And I'm not going to baby a 26-year-old man because some of his fans think that he grew up, because they grew up and they've changed, and they think that where they stand is an improvement. And honestly, I've seen what they said, I've seen what they believe, and I don't think it's an improvement. The guy is effectively fighting an ego war instead of prioritizing his charity. That's not growing up, that's being a fucking loser. Fuck that guy. Fuck Idubbbz. And I think he would cancel people for saying the N-word nowadays. So if he wasn't a proven hypocrite, be a proven hypocrite by doing so, I think that would probably be the only thing stopping him from doing so nowadays. So, you know what? Fuck him. And that's, I guess, all I really have to say, because, to be honest, it's late, right? I'm sorry that I've been talking in kind of a whispered tone, right? But, like, you know, don't want to wake people up, and plus I'm fucking tired, if I'm being honest. So, with all that being said, I've been KB Baby. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and for that said, God rest your soul, stay rad, don't be bad, and yeah, I'm signing off. Peace.